Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to Saeed TV and welcome to a little bit earlier than usual Unfiltered podcast. Big up to everybody who's here. Make sure you guys smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the guys in the chat and in the panel, their channels as well. But we've got Andy Tate. Andy, how are you, mate? Chelsea got drubbed, absolutely done. Potter's lost his mind. But how are you, mate? How are you?
I'm good, mate. I love the Terminator 2 Judgment Day intro, mate.
Yeah, you like it.
I love it.
Like
I love it. I was like, oh, wow, yeah. Oh, you need some dark sunglasses, mate, and a leather jacket.
Yeah, maybe we start with some trophies. We'll get the sunglasses out ready.
I'm good, mate. I'm good. But I love that intro, man. Yeah, Judgment Day. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Big up to James. James, how are you, mate? Everything all good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Hairs on my arm standing up after that intro. Andy's right. Like, you're giving us the big build up here, mate. That was proper intense, wasn't it? But yeah, I'm all good. Looking forward to some football. Chelsea getting drubbed, Liverpool in the mud. Everyone but United, man. So bring it on. Good time to be a United fan at the moment, isn't it? Happy days.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And obviously we have Flawless in the building as well when he comes in and joins us. But yeah, man, listen, we've got some latest developments. That includes Harry Maguire. It's just been dropped, I think, within the last hour. But Harry Maguire has been spotted at a restaurant right by Villa training complex.
Saw that.
But listen, I don't know whether it's true or not, and whether the source of the information is true. But it's been circling around on the social medias within the last hour. It's trending as well at the minute. Andy, what we're saying, man, do you reckon there's any truth in this? Do you reckon it's just kind of a false story? You know what I mean? He might have a friend in Birmingham. We don't know yet. But yeah, surely, what do you reckon, bro?
I think it's a little storm in the teacup, innit? It's just he's gone for a meal with family and friends, agent, and in a restaurant, and it happens to be next to Aston Villa's training complex, and people put 1 and 1 and come up with 4 or 5. So it's one of those things. I mean, it's a slow news day, innit? Anything United, they just want to print it and publish it. So it's nothing. Because Harry Maguire, let's say, if he's going to move, he's going to play a part this season first, and then we'll see in the summer what happens with the transfers in the war chest.
Absolutely, James. What did you think when you saw that news then about Maguire? Everyone was getting too excited. I was on my stream before. People were saying to me, I was like, yo, listen, I have to see it to believe it, man, because it's not, we're already thin as it is, and we'll talk about it. Ten Hag spoke about the squad being thin as it is. He would, even if Maguire is not everyone's cup of tea, we do need a bit of depth. We can't just sell everyone. You know what I mean? It's not going to work like that, is it?
No, it won't work like that at all, mate. Like Andy said, storm in a teacup. Like, if Megan Fox moved down the road from me and I went for dinner about a minute away from her house, that doesn't mean I'm dating Megan Fox. You know what I mean? Like, people just make stuff up. Like, people believe what they want to believe. Remember all the hoo-ha, people tracking private jets and stuff, and literally going on Skyscanner and tracking every jet in the sky. And football fans are mad, man, right? Honestly, like girls that don't trust their guys in relationships and football fans, like the police should hire them as detectives, man. They know everything. They literally figure out everything. He's gone for a meal with his agent and his family. He's allowed to. Like Andy said, I think he's here till summer. It makes no sense, whether people like him or not, to get rid of him now. What if Lindelof gets an injury? Where's our cover at right centre-back? So people need to think, man, we've got 3 games a week, sometimes 4 games a week. You may not like Harry Maguire, but we need to improve our squad, not weaken it. And you may think that getting rid of it is improving our squad, but we need numbers for the rest of the season, man. So nothing in it for me.
Yeah. Floss, obviously you were doing a stream as well. What did you think when you heard the news and that? Were you getting gas? Were you getting giddy?
I did. I'm not gonna lie, I did. Man, because the chat told me, because I had no idea about it, and the chat was like Maguire in Villa in for Maguire. I was like, what? And then we was thinking about it, and we was like Mings and Maguire next to each other for Villa and stuff like that. So yeah, you know what it's like, man. Slow news day, like Andy said. But yeah, did I get gassed? Yes. Well, if we were to get rid of him, of course you have to replace him, whether you rate him or not. That was the only thing that got me gassed. Was all right, that means we're signing a centre back. That's what I was thinking. But now you lot have burst my bubble and told me it's fake. Because up until now, I thought it was real.
It came from a guy on TalkSport, one journalist on TalkSport, I think, revealed it.
It says it all talk sport. It's just a click. says it all with TalkSport.
Yeah, exactly. So again, like I said, I just looked at it. I thought United selling Maguire now when Ten Hag has just literally just said, and I'll bring up the quotes that the squad is very thin. It just didn't make sense for me, and especially now when there's United are going to get, in terms of extortionate prices, Man United right now, people are going to be telling United to pay astronomical money.
The guy who tweeted it, he's only got 5,000 followers on TalkSport. I seen who tweeted it. 5,000 says a lot, doesn't it, about he's trying to up his game. So every presenter from TalkSport is trying to big up their media career with clicks like this and controversy, saying stuff on the radio just to get clicks. That's what it is.
Yeah. And everyone's got a blue tick. You can pay for it now. No, listen, by all means.
I could have a blue tick. I haven't got one.
There you go, man. Exactly. So everyone that wants to go for the blue tick, by all means. But like I said, you can't take every single, what do you call it, rumors just because they got a blue tick. You know what I mean? It don't mean anything nowadays. So I just think it's one of them situations where the squad's thin at the minute. You know what I mean? United don't have much money as it is, Andy. I mean, we've been talking about the Wergal situation. I don't know. The social media went crazy last night. They didn't really like it. But what have you thought of the idea of Wergal's coming to Man United?
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I mean, like somebody said he sounds like a Harry Potter villain or sidekick. You know what I mean? That was doing around. We all know who said it, but I thought it was kind of funny. Or it sounds like a sausage you get at the Christmas markets in Manchester. You fancy one of them? Yeah, I fancy one of them. 12 quid for the hot sausage. You must be joking, mate. But I'm all for it because 30 years ago we were struggling and we signed a certain Frenchman and we won the league that year. So anything additional, I'll help it. Why not?
What about you, James? What were you thinking? Workhouse, obviously, the manager likes his kind of attributes of what he gives us. The Man United fan base say we could do better, but we don't have money. We don't. You mentioned it a couple of weeks ago on the podcast, about the kind of the alarming situation with Man United's revenue and the depth and whatnot. But this is as good as we're gonna get.
100% it is, mate. And listen, if Andy's right and Vegos turns into the new Eric, then I'm all about that, to be honest, mate. Listen, I've said for ages we've got no money. It's in there in black and white. You can read the accounts online. They're all online for you to see. There's 18 million cash in the bank. They have access to another 100 million if they want to take it in credit from somewhere else. But there's also 150 million that has to be paid back by the end of 2024, and that can go on assets of the club. So they need to be very careful what they take out, because they need to keep it in a position where they can sell it as an attractive proposition. So they're not going to spend any money. Loan deals was the only thing that was ever going to happen. It's just people like living in this fairy tale land. Certain channels will say, oh, we're in for Enzo Fernandez at 120 million, or we're in for Gakpo at 50 million. Well, guess what? PSV wanted the majority of the Gakpo money up front, and we didn't have it in the bank. So I've said before, I said it on air last time, we've got an Argos card and we're trying to shop at Harrods, mate. City, Chelsea, Newcastle, they all have cash-rich owners. We don't. So they can go and they can turn up with their cash and they can say, there you go. Yeah, I'll spend it. I mean, it doesn't help Chelsea. They get battered everywhere they go, but there's all your money. Have it. And they can get whoever they want. We can't. Oh, by the way, I saw your tweet before. Matisse in the mud playing FIFA while streaming the game.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's peak out here, man.
In the mud.
The streets aren't safe, man.
Couldn't be my team, man. Couldn't be my team. But no, people need to realise that we're limited in options. I said ages ago, people were unhappy with that. I said Depay's the most likely option, and I said he can play across the front three positions. He's free for 6 months, and I know we've been there before, but our options are limited. So you are looking at a Giroud, you are looking at who is it, Veghorst, you are looking at a Depay, you're looking at someone of that ilk, and we need numbers, and he offers something different to Martial for a start. And you look at his record and people say, oh, it's in a Farmers League. He's got 174 goals. I think 120 of them have been in top European leagues in like 400 games. So he's not got a bad striking pedigree. He scored yesterday or whenever it was when he was going to say bye to the Besiktas fans. And he hit the target, which is something Martial's not done in about 3 games. So for me, I'm all for it, mate. Bring him in.
I see that little cheeky shot on Martial. Didn't
listen, I'm prepared for all the crap from the chat. You know it's coming. Bring it on.
But what are you saying, man? You're a guy who's normally calm about when the United fan base always cry about stuff and that. What are you saying about Wergaus and what he kind of offers and whatnot?
yeah, I don't see why I don't get why it's a problem. Who do people expect Manchester United to sign? Like, that's my point. If it was the summer window, I would understand the criticism about more. Who are we gonna get? Are we gonna go sign Mbappe in January? Like, what's going on? Like I really don't understand. I fail to realize who is on this list. I think too many people think it's FIFA and you can just go pick up players easy. Weghorst is a good shout. You know what I'm saying, he does offer something different. You know what I'm saying? Physical, good in the air. And he's a body as well, which we need, because we're in competitions, and in competitions, not just participating, we're in them to win it. Like Europa League, we could win. FA Cup, we've had another favourable draw where if we beat Charlton, we're in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. And according to Andy, we're in a title race. So we need all the bodies we go get. You know what I'm saying? We're in a title race according to some. So yeah, Weghorst, I like. James just mentioned it as well. Giroud's another one I've heard about. I would take Giroud. To me, even if we were to sign a main striker, like a star striker, like a João Felix, we still need backup to him. Like, that's what I think people fail to realize. Like, Weghorst wouldn't be the first choice. He'd be backup, or Giroud would be backup, which I'm all for. We need bodies at the end of the day. Martial, we know can't stay fit. He walked down the tunnel, not the last game, the game before, and then even the game when he came off, he doesn't look like he's 100% fit. There's no way you walk down the tunnel on Tuesday and you play Friday and you're 100% fit. Not a chance. So yeah, I'm all for Weghorst. I'm just happy that we're being linked with strikers, because I really believe it's pivotal in us winning a trophy this season.
100%, man, because, you know what I mean, there's a lot of games, and Ten Hag has spoken about, you know, the squad being thin. He comes out and says here, in a statement, he goes here, we are really thin. We are on a thin line in terms of squad depth in this moment. Andy, is that a concern for you? And I'm gonna name you why he says that, because obviously we've got a lot of fixtures coming up, but again, Murtaugh's come out and said, you know, we'd rather do our summer business in the summer. You know, it says winter will be very, very short. You know, it's not looking good, man, because we need numbers, man, especially when a good moment at the minute. You don't want...
I know, and it defies logic with the brain capacity of Arnold and all that. I know I'm a bit not right in the head, but when you have potential, you're fighting on four fronts, and come the end of the month, you could be semi-final, you could get to a cup final, going deep in the FA Cup, in a title race, as I've been quoted a few minutes ago by somebody anonymously. But again, with Barcelona, we are, like I say, we are so thin on an injury or two, and suddenly you're out of that competition. But if you were to go to the end of January and you're like, wow, how many doors can we open here? We could have the keys to the war chest, you know what I mean? We could go through the door and it could be sunshine all the way till the end of the season. If last week in January, you're 3 points off the top, you're in a semi-final, you're just getting through the fourth round of the cup, you got Barcelona in the horizon. Arnold, what's he going to do? Is he just going to sit there and just play with his Jenga and twiddle his thumbs in his fucking office like he always fucking does? I mean, the new owners come in. I'll be glad to see the back of them. They can all be booted out. Whole new structure upstairs. But last week of the season, you're going to help him. You're going to try. You can't write the season off, man. You have to go a little bit more players. I mean, even if you stretch the limit, stretch the credit card to breaking point, even if there's only 2 million left in the bank, just fucking do it.
Yeah, James. It's difficult because we've got a manager now who knows what he's doing, and it's just that last missing jigsaw, isn't it? Like, in terms of that striking option, you know. With this Weghorst one, obviously we have to deal with Burnley because he's on loan there. We have to deal with them. We have to deal with Besiktas as well. We've also got to look at maybe Depay's situation, watch out for them. But then the wage cap is now down to 200k. So at the minute, money is very, very much kind of tight at the minute. But what do you think in terms of like the striking situation right now? Would you wait for a João Felix? Would you wait for that? Or would you kind of just say, you know what, let's just go and get the guy who's ready and there and, you know, can go in a flash, can come in a flash, sorry.
I'd get numbers, man. I really would. I'd get numbers. I know people talk about standards of Manchester United all the time, but at the moment, it's all about numbers. It's all about getting people in the door and surviving the next 5 months. Champions League football is imperative to us to improve as a club going forward. And like Andy said, we could find ourselves in a very bad situation if we don't get numbers, because Ten Hag even came out. There's quotes that came out the other day when he was speaking about Martial, saying he's not in a physical position to play and then play 3 games later. That's why he comes off after 70 minutes. Like, Ten Hag literally said it. So when Martial FC come at me, when I'm saying that he can't be relied on for that, that's not me saying he's no good. I'm saying he can't play game in, game out for 90 minutes. He's not your goal scorer that's going to get you through till the end of the season. He's not. He's had 3 clear-cut chances recently, and he's not put any of them away. He missed 2. He missed the target with 2, and then Pickford made a good save with the other. But we need numbers, so I would just go and get someone, and especially if it's a proven finisher. Giroud is one of the best finishers I've seen in recent times. The guy's lethal. And yes, he's old, but we're not signing him for the next 3 years. We're not giving him a long-term contract. We're using him to get through to the end of the season. And I think people sometimes forget like how effective or how fondly they remember like stopgap signings. Like, I say to people, do you know how many goals Henrik Larsson scored for United? He played 7 games and scored 1 goal. And people remember him really fondly. Really fondly. Everyone's like, oh yeah, Henrik Larsson, great move. We got him in when we needed it. He came in, he did a job, he scored, he contributed. He was a body. He wasn't the main man. He came in and he was a body in the squad. And that's what we need at the moment. So I would go out and get either of them. Giroud is obviously fantastic. I don't know if that's possible to do. Weghorst is a good option. I think people are forgetting what he did against Argentina just a month or so ago. And the temperament that shows in that moment, that's a huge moment. When he has, like, that free kick comes off, he has to control that turn and finish it straight away. And people think, oh, he's just a flat track bully or he's good in the air. The technique it takes in that situation to pull that off and finish it is very, very hard to do. The guy's not a bum. And people just think because he didn't do it at Burnley, he scored 3 goals or whatever in the Premier League. Burnley don't create loads of chances, do they? Apparently, we create loads of chances. So he should work, man. I'd just go out and get someone now.
I would take Memphis over Martial. Definitely.
I'd take Memphis at the moment 100%, but people have PTSD with Memphis. And it's like Memphis's attitude was different 5-6 years ago when he was here. His head dropped a little bit. I think he was struggling with several things. He's a different player now. He had a decent World Cup. He's been okay at Barcelona. He was very good in France. And he can play across the front 3 positions. And you've got to look, if Rashford, Martial, Sancho, Anthony, Garnacho get injured, then he can play across any of those positions, much like Felix can, but he's not going to cost us 15 million in loan fees. So Depay's a no-brainer as well.
I think, Flawless, it's what Ten Hag wants, isn't it? Ten Hag wants him, he likes him. And you know what? People just look at names sometimes. I think if you look at Sebastian Haller, look what he did with him and transformed him. You know what I mean? Exactly. Ajax, Tadic as well. We've got a manager. I think people are forgetting what the manager and how his system can affect players and makes it easier for players, not just running around. You know what I mean? He can stay in that box and we can then actually have someone in the box that can actually head up, because every time when we put the ball in the box, nobody's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like you said, it's a difference, like whether he starts and you're putting the ball in the box, or what better option if you're chasing the game and you just want to get it out wide and put it in the mix. So again, this is all options. Like, we're not in a position of power because we need bodies. We're playing well, yes. The performances are good, yes. But we need bodies. The squad is thin. I've said this the entire season. Like, I banged on about it on this show the entire summer. I think we had a great window, but it still was. Obviously, you're not going to sign 10, 11 players in one window, but we had a great start. But now we have to kick on. Ten Hag, look at how the start has been. Look how confident we are going into games. Again, we are legit in 3 competitions. I genuinely think we have a chance of winning. I don't think we win all 3. But again, this window is critical. So I don't understand. I want to know the names that people want. Like, even João Felix, I think, is smart on loan. I would take João Felix on loan, I think. But I'm not a big fan of Depay, but because of the situation we're in, I would take him too. Because at the end of the day, it's better than having nobody, because we don't even have... It's not even like we have a young striker from the reserves or the under-23s.
And he's going out on loan now.
Who's going out on loan? Who?
Yeah.
Who is?
McNeil, I think it is. I think he's.
Oh, is it? This is what I'm saying. I've not even seen like McNeil or somebody else, but like, it'd be so great if we had. It would be great if we had like a Garnacho type to play through the middle. Not Garnacho, but someone who had that type of impact. But there's no one there. Same on the right hand side as well. So yeah, get bodies in again. I think people just like complaining. I think that's what it is.
Could we get both? Could we get Memphis and Waggers?
To me, Andy, that's the smart thing to do. If they're both cheap and they get both, because they're gonna be needed. Because even if we were to just sign, even if we were just to sign Weghorst, if he then gets injured, we're back to square one. Or if Martial gets injured, it's just him.
Left in the bank.
Yeah, man. You gotta spend.
You need the option.
You need the options. I will get both.
Yeah, our option as well. Like I said, we could have a second striker and maybe a Felix, so Bruno could then maybe be pushed out towards the right or left or whatever it is, because he's played there before, and then we could have a second striker stroke.
Bruno needs to.
Sorry,
Bruno needs to start scoring more as well, and his contributions are brilliant.
Yeah, I think he's getting. I think most of the team, their impact might not be shown as much because a lot of players are getting tired now. I looked at Bruno the other day. He was in patches. He was good, but I think now I'm starting to not see him press as much. I don't know if he's conserving his energy or, like I said, it's a lot of games. And I'm going to put a tweet up here, man, and I want you to.
He is suspended for Tuesday. That I do know. So the rest might do him good for the derby.
Bloody hell, we haven't got a player to play in that position. Who's going to play in that position now?
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Fred, I think.
Fred in number 10.
No. You can play Ericsson in the 10.
I'll play Fred in
Ericsson in the 10. Yeah.
And then you can play Fred or McTominay next time. Come on, it's Charlton. Like, no.
Then again, I'm resting Ericsson, man. I'm resting Ericsson. So you know what I mean. Charlton, like I said, no disrespect, but we should be beating them. Before I bring up the fixtures, big up to Samuel Tuwe. He says, "Bro, the club structure has been horrible since Fergie left. Fans can't expect young players to bang like that. It took CR7 3-4 years. It's one of them with players. It can be a mixture of luck as well. Because if you look at Rashford, he wasn't meant to come on that night. It was mentioned Martial was injured, so it can be a mixture of luck. But it's also, it's one of them like things are meant to be in it. That's what I'm saying, man. So."
But just
before we move on to this, Saeed, I just want to say, if we sign Weghorst, right, imagine the problem that it causes teams, because you've now got, say, Rashford, Garnacho and Weghorst playing, right? So if they decide to drop deep and play in the box, then you've got Weghorst to win headers and knock it down. If they decide to push up and play, so Weghorst can't run in behind, then you've got Rashford and Garnacho running in behind. So it creates loads of problems for teams tactically. I think it's a very, very good and very astute signing. I really do.
I agree. I think it's very smart. And I think people are looking past that. And Saeed, you mentioned it just before as well when you're talking about maybe Bruno playing out wide right and then having a second striker in there. Options. This is the good thing that we're talking about. If opposition don't know how we're going to set up, that makes it harder for them to then prepare. We want to catch him off guard. Like what you mentioned, what James just mentioned there. So I'm all for it. Like, I don't get he's not going to play. It's not like he's going to play 20. He's going to start 20, 30 games at the back end of the season. People acting like he's going to be the starting and star man and everything's going to go through him. No, he's going to be a squad player. But
yeah. Big up to Harge at the bottom there when he's saying light work 9 points incoming. Listen, I love the
great play. Like it, Saeed. Give it a like. Go on. Give it a like.
Optimistic and bleeding nothing.
I like that. Man. I love the optimism, man. I encourage it. I'm all for it. Let's go.
Absolutely, man. Yes. Absolutely. But you know what, though? The FA, man, have they done us dirty here? What's going on, man? Like, in the middle of them 2 games, Andy, it's a bit of it's a tough ask, I'm not saying that, this is every club's going to have this, by the way, but it's a mass 8 days, 3 big games like that.
This is where the FA don't give a toss. Because if you remember, that game was cancelled the weekend after the Queen passed away, God rest her. So, and we had the following weekend cancelled with Leeds. So the smart people from the FA could have played that Crystal Palace fixture that weekend. You could have played the entire weekend's fixtures, then cancelled the following weekend. So it's and now with this short notice, they just don't give a toss, mate. They don't give a toss about the fans. I read the statement. It's the unique structure and the way the circumstances. We try to give as much notification as we can. No, they don't, mate. You had us play Nottingham Forest on a Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Not many fans could go to that, not even I, at short notice when you got family and still Christmas and it's Boxing Day. So, believe me, statements from the Premier League, the club, it's all about money, mate. They just don't give a toss.
Mate, they don't care. You know that. How many times have we had Southampton away on a Monday night, or Bournemouth played us away last Tuesday and they didn't sell out their allocation? It's like, obviously, who's going to come up on a Tuesday night from Bournemouth? They can only get 10,000 at home. They're not going to fill out 8,000 at Old Trafford away on a Tuesday night. Like, they just don't think it. The football's not for the fans anymore.
It's the new rethinking in the departments when we get new owners. There's new all over the place. New directors, new social structure for what you call it, for the socials and all that. And for once, an owner, I know you want to make money back straight away, an owner who's actually, you know what, think about the fans. You know, we're not having that game on that time, on that day, because it helps the fans getting transport. It also helps United because we prepare better for the game. And if games are coming thick and fast next season, they might just say, no, fuck off. You know what I mean? It's all about Sky demanding this, demanding that, the Premier League, money. Well, the world is in a living crisis. The country is in a living crisis. Just don't give a toss. Maybe next season with new owners, it might be a little more better and a little more encouragement, a bit more communication between the fans and the Premier League.
I think it's one of them minute flaws. We just got to get on with it now. But are you like I said, with you can be optimistic, but the squad is very, very thin. How would you go about if you're Ten Hag now for this? Now, do you rest Charlton game, strong Man City? Then you've got Crystal Palace away, who are not in the greatest of form, to be fair. But how do you go about this now if you're Ten Hag?
Yeah, it is about prioritizing. Well, it depends on what he personally wants to prioritize. Because I've already said this, target the cups. I wouldn't, and that's unpopular opinion, I wouldn't target the league. I think that's the trophy we're furthest away from. However, it is Charlton at home, so I would rest for that. But have your big guns on the bench, because we should be able to get past their League One opposition at home. If we can't, something's gone incredibly wrong there. So yeah, with these games, this is what it's like being at a top club. When you're at a top club and you're in 4 competitions, games are thick and fast. This is why you are paid the big bucks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Matisse is defo in the mud. This is why you get paid the big bucks, is to navigate the squad. And not navigate the squad, to change the squad and know when to rest players and know when to play players. And even though the squad's thin, he'll be fully aware of what's going on. And again, I reiterate, it's so important we get bodies. Because our squad is really... The fact he's saying it publicly tells you all you need to know.
Bro, 100%.
Ten Hag himself is saying
yeah,
it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at it. That's how we know, all right, we can do something. We're playing well, but the squad is really, really thin. So, yeah, but I trust Ten Hag, though, to do the business. Because he surprised me this season. I didn't expect us to be where we're at so far. Obviously, we still have levels to go, but I've never thought I'd be here talking about, we might actually pick up a couple of trophies. That was not on the horizon. I was thinking 1 at a push.
I know last year we had nothing. We just got knocked out by Middlesbrough, didn't we?
Yeah.
We got robbed by VAR, like Wolves got robbed yesterday. You know what I mean? With VAR.
Shocking.
Yeah, no camera angle. Always they say there's something really dodgy about it, mate. Any controversy, they just want to sweep it under the floor.
Yeah, get the likes up as well, you lot. Make sure you bump up. There's over 600 of you lot. I don't know how many likes were on, but I know it's not enough in it. None of this Chelsea attacker conversion rate with the likes. Let's bump up the likes, people. You know what I'm saying? Let's bump them up.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like I said, with the squad being thin, I just expect, hopefully, to kind of just get the result. It's a results-based business at the end of the day. I don't think many United fans will be expecting massive performances. If we can go and get a big, let's say a big performance in a derby on Saturday, and then go into the game, against Crystal Palace, go there, get an efficient win, similar to like Wolves, go in there, get the win, and obviously at the end, you got Arsenal as well, which will be a tough test. But this is what we got to do, man. This is what
100%. But Saeed, sorry to cut you off. I have no issue with us being efficient because that's what I think we've been. I'm saying when we chopped and changed it, and certain players have come in and first teamers haven't been in, we've still been winning games. We still look good. Because if we were flying and playing well and drawing games or losing games, we'd be like, all right, we're playing well, but give me the results. Especially at this part of the season when there's a game every 3-4 days. And now we're talking about, what was it, Arsenal, City and Palace over the course of 8 days.
I know. I mean, this is crazy.
That's nuts.
If we win that Palace, we beat City and beat Palace, could we be top of the league after that? I mean, this is the crazy world we are in now, isn't it?
I don't know.
This is giddy mode. This is title fucking charge. But
you got me in
trouble on the big 6, man.
You're getting me in trouble on the big 6, man.
No, but this is the excitement you want, innit? Even if you want to flirt with it, you want to come on. Just if you can get through these 3 games, you're like, Jesus Christ. Because we've had positions like that. We were top of the league a couple of years ago, weren't we?
In January. Under our
we had big games in a week. We lost to Sheffield United. What did City do next night? They smashed West Brom 4-0, and it all turns. And the next game after that, we drew with West Brom, It's games like this, thick and fast now. It's excitement. It's what this club's about. And it's like, I'm not expecting to win everything. All these games now between now and January in Barcelona, we could go out of a cup. We could go out of an FA Cup, but you could win a few as well. But if you win a lot, bleeding hell, then you got
parade. Parade, if we win it all, parade, giddy watch,
no parade,
giddy
mate.
Season.
Maybe a Greg steak bake.
Nah, if we win it all, that's all. That's the Premier League, Europa League, FA Cup League. That's the quad. You know what I'm saying? We win it all. Parade settings if we win it all.
No, the fact that James, the fact that Andy's feeling like that, you're feeling like it shows you what the job Ten Hag's done. Even at the game against Everton, I never was worried for one minute like we're going to lose that game. It's a different feeling now at Old Trafford. Everybody's together, everybody's united, everybody's playing for the manager. It's a good feeling, man.
Yeah, it's a completely different feeling, mate. I think me and that one up there somewhere, we're the confident ones, though, aren't we? We're the ones on the title charge. So, we still got a bit of work to do on YouTube or wherever you two are.
Yeah.
But listen,
after the Arsenal game, speak to me. After the
Arsenal we'll speak to you then. Listen, I'm driving the title charge train, and it's last stop today. And if you don't get on today, choo-choo, we're pulling out the station. We're gone. So, hurry up, get on it today because we're not stopping again. I promise.
I've seen it, bought a t-shirt, lads. I've
got 21. I've got 21 is here, printed at her. It's literally, it's back there, honestly.
I pray you man reach the destination. I can't get on that train. I pray you get on it.
We'll look back at you like this, all aboard.
Destination unknown this in the next few weeks. Because I tell you what, if there's light at the end of that big tunnel, you ain't getting on this train because me and James will fucking ride into the end.
We're gone. No, on the whole squad thing and the collection of games and all this, I think fans need to readjust expectations a little bit because when we played Bournemouth, right, people saw Lindelof and Maguire in the starting lineup and they were like, oh my God, can't cope with that, PTSD. Listen, we kept a clean sheet, we won 3-0 and Ten Hag got to rest his 2 and 3 best centre-backs, basically. So arguably, that's the perfect result for Manchester United. If we can keep on doing that once every 3, 4, 5 games, pick the right games to bring the weaker squad players in, and we can still keep a clean sheet, then that's absolutely magic. Ten Hag, believe it or not, knows exactly what he's doing. He's surpassed all expectations from everyone. Flawless said it before. If anyone thought we would be here, then I think you're either a liar or you're in cloud cuckoo land because we were so far off last season. When people asked me my expectations before the season and they were like, where do you think we'll finish? And people were saying 4th, 5th, 6th. I said, I don't know. I don't really care. I want to see us playing a brand of football. I want to see us sign a few players. I want to see us getting behind the team, playing for each other, playing for the shirt. I want to see the leaks stop. I want to see us playing a style of football. And I just want to get that connection with my club back. And, I want to see the Glazers sell the club. And we are very close to getting all of them and more, and a trophy and a title charge. And literally, I'm all here for it. We're on the march for Ten Hag's army.
We didn't see this coming after Brentford because
we didn't.
People wanted blood.
It's your show, man. It's the Unfiltered podcast. This is the Unfiltered podcast. This is what you get. Living up to the title of the show.
That was the straw that brought the camel's back. The Brentford game, and you tell us where would you be now at Christmas? None of us could have foreseen this.
None of us. Not. Absolutely not.
Give it 2 weeks, Saeed. You'll be chanting we're going to win the league. And now you're going to believe us. And now you're going to believe us. You'll be chanting.
Excellent saying. That's excellent saying.
21 is like that Saturday night girl. She'll flirt with you. I'll give you the eyes. And if you don't time it right, she's gone through the door, mate. She's gone. Don't flirt with me.
What about there's more fishes in the sea? What about there's more fishes in the sea? Well, if you have that mentality, Andy.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, say, if that fish goes, you got your rods in 3 other things, mate, go for it. Dangle them in and pull them out, telling you.
What is going on?
Silver.
What is going on?
Unfiltered, man. Unfiltered.
London, mate, I'll take it.
Big up to Jay Jonathan Saeed. Yes, big up. Here's a little super chat as I appreciate your live stream. Big up to you, bro. I got a question for you. What's your favorite food? I think it would be an Indian, I love a good Indian. Love a good chicken masala, chicken tikka masala. What I mean? That's what I'm going for.
Pasta.
There you go.
Favorite food? Curry and rice, definitely, without doubt.
Curry and rice.
Yeah. That's
Big fan of tapas food, to be honest. Love tapas food.
Tapas, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man. Just order everything. Just order absolutely everything on the menu and just eat it all.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Now you got to do it, man. But I think, you know what? I speak to a lot of United fans, you know, and they always ask them, what's your expectations? But a lot of them seem to be saying, you know what? I just like the fact that we're playing good football. And it just shows you how low we've been, Flawless. Like, we just want to see good football. You know what I mean?
I use the analogy all the time, man. We was the homeless guy on the street and someone gave us a sandwich. That's legit what it is. You know what I'm saying? Now we got 2 sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? We like, right, and a drink. We're like, oh my God.
Yeah, we're Subway now, mate.
We're great. We can't believe it.
We got footlong, baby. We got footlong now, man. I'm telling you.
We can't believe it.
We've gone from a 99 p.m. sandwich on egg mayonnaise to a footlong, baby.
Oh, meal deal, thanks.
Meal
deal thing. But yes, Saeed, that's what it is, because we've gone so long, like, without just like, whether you rated players, whether you rated the manager, one thing all Manchester United fans had in common over the last few years, we never enjoyed watching the team. That was one thing. The results were bad, performances was bad. We never had no expectations for the team, and we didn't enjoy watching them. So whether you think Ten Hag's the guy or not, whether you rate certain players or not, we're all enjoying watching again. Like I said, I go into games thinking United are going to win. I don't think we're playing City. Our City favourites, yes. But could we turn them over? Yes. Like I'm going into that game confident. Of course they could win. They're Manchester City. If they turn it on, it's lights out for pretty much any team they play.
Of course it is.
But that's how I'm looking at the same way. The Charlton game, I'm looking for. Aston are in good form, but whoever we play, I'm going into games with confidence, because I actually believe, I said it last week, there's somebody in charge now. When I look at Manchester United, I feel like there's a responsible adult in the room who will deal with things. And even if it's going wrong on the pitch, we've seen him make subs. We've seen Ten Hag be proactive, whether that's from the subs bench or even his starting lineups. James just mentioned it with the Bournemouth game, resting, and he played the back four of Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof. It gave me PTSD, I'm saying, but they sailed through it, and I was happy to be wrong on that. Same way when you see a Fred or you see a McTominay or other players, even, well, like I said, Wan-Bissaka, who would have expected him to be so effective? Well, that's down to Ten Hag and his coaching and having a system in place. So yeah, man, like, I'm just enjoying the season for once. Because, like, look at how Chelsea look at Liverpool. I was saying, like, look at those two.
Yeah, really
talk to their fan bases.
Yeah.
I talk to them fans on a regular basis. They're in dire straits. Even City fans, when you can find them, ain't that happy. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, talk to one of the 12. They ain't that happy.
Fans ain't happy.
I'm saying, they ain't that happy. No, they're a bit, because of the whole Arsenal thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And Champions League as well. They gotta get that. They gotta win the champs. They can't not win the champs.
You can't win it every season. You gotta have a challenger. You gotta have challenges.
Yeah. Well, they've never won the champs, so you know that's
what made United what it was all over them years, accepting the challenge and getting on with it.
If they win the Champions League and I see Aguero in a City top getting the dressing room, I'm going nuts. Going absolutely nuts. Like, he'd already jumped on the World Cup win. If he jumps on their Champions League win after he was quoted saying, I'm not retiring until City win the Champions League? Was that the famous quote?
John Terry style.
Yeah, how'd that work out, lad?
Yeah, exactly.
This is exactly what it is. So, yeah, man, just
Hendrick
enjoying the football.
Would you be disappointed if you don't pick up a trophy? It just depends on the manner. If we kind of, you know, if we go at it and we're there and we're not just kind of throwing the game away like Chelsea did today. They really just threw the game away. And like I said, I don't think they had any plan. And like I said, if we start, then yeah, I would be disappointed. But if we don't, if we go at it and we get beat, and you know, it's a 50-50 game, we get beat, then
I ain't gonna lie, I'd be extremely disappointed. There's no team in Europa League I look at and go, we shouldn't beat.
Yeah, 100%.
There isn't one. Barcelona I look at, we've had all the Champions League dropouts. There's no team, even Arsenal. You know, Arsenal.
The other night, they beat a third division team 4-3. And one of their players scored an hat-trick against Barcelona in the Copa del Rey. They won 4-3 the other night.
Wow.
I didn't know this.
And he was celebrating. I've seen the pictures. They were celebrating.
They won 4-3. They won last minute as well.
Spanish team.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like Barcelona, of course, I'm not saying we're just going to roll through them. They have Lewandowski. So on the pitch, they have an X factor. At any given moment, Lewandowski, he's one of the best strikers in Europe. But overall, if we don't beat them, I would be disappointed. Obviously, context matters in terms of injuries.
Tonight, that's on ITV later. I'll be watching that.
Yeah. So I'm doing the watch on for that in after this show. So make sure you tune in, people.
You've got to look at domestic cups as an option as well. Like if you look at domestic cups and who we could draw, right? It's like people are like, oh, I'm worried if we draw this team. I'm worried if we draw this team. Man United are the form team in the league. People are forgetting this. We won 14 games in the last 17, drawn 2 and lost 1. Like people are scared to play us. We shouldn't be scared to play anyone. We are the form team in the Premier League right now. More points than anyone else.
I mean, that could happen again. We could get smashed next Saturday. Then we do another run like that.
Yeah, I like them. So 17 games and we've won 14. I'm a quote.
Won 14, drawn 2, lost 1. Since the City defeat, we've only lost to Villa.
Yeah,
and we threw to Newcastle and Chelsea.
And since the Brentford defeat, it's only 2.
God, it's only 2 since the Brentford defeat.
Yeah, because of City. Yeah, and then we won loads of games before that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, save me a seat on the bandwagon still. You know what I'm saying?
That train's going, mate. Honestly, choo-choo, I tell you.
I'm joking, people.
Tell you it's gone.
Destination unknown, lads.
The only train in the country that's running. All the rest of them have been cancelled, but my train's running.
Well, you made a great point there, Jake, about the domestic cups in regards to and I've said target them, and the fact that we got Reading, that's another plus. You know what I'm saying, and other Premier League sides have drawn each other. You got Liverpool and Wolves, the winner of that, and then I think the winner of that plays is at Arsenal. I think it is, or something like that. Yeah. So there's more all Premier League.
Yeah, City, we'll play Arsenal or Oxford. I mean,
man, like bring me the most favourable draws. But if we do draw someone tough, all right, let's go and win the game.
Yep.
You know what? And then obviously I think Stevenage lost to Villa. Won Villa today.
Yeah.
You got Arsenal out.
Shout out Villa. You know what I'm saying?
Villa.
I tell you what, they could really do with a defender like Harry Maguire against Stevenage, couldn't they?
I said that.
Maybe that's why he was on dinner there.
That winner would have not happened if Harry Maguire was playing there.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
They would have been 4-1.
Yeah, I was gonna
maybe he was talking to the Stevenage manager.
It's been a busy Sunday afternoon, this, hasn't it? This is
it's just one of them where now Ten Hag's using him as a player who comes on last few minutes to show the game up now.
Yeah,
that's his role in the team now.
Squad player, man. That's that, and that's how he should be utilised.
We're beating City next week 1-0, and he comes on. I will be nervous, but I will still back him. Start it up with 5 minutes to go, Harry. Just do your job.
100%.
You know, the fans still get nervous when he comes on, man. It's like, I don't know what it is, but when he's playing for England, everyone's confident about him. He's playing well. As soon as he puts that United shirt on,
did you see the pass he did in the first half against Bournemouth? And he passed it and he went back. He went way out. He sliced it and he went like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. People were saying,
I'll tell you what, man.
He blames other people. That's what he's like. Well, that was your fault, but Harry, you kicked the ball.
I think the blame, and people aren't going to like this, but I think the blame lies with both fans and the player, obviously. Obviously, the player's not good enough, but the fans don't help him. Like when Saeed's saying you can feel the nervous energy in the ground, you can. The air gets sucked out of the stadium. And listen, there's a reason for that. People are nervous, but you can't tell me that doesn't translate onto the player. And the biggest proof of all, right, Saeed said, it's different for a United shirt than an England shirt. When United play, right, we played West Ham at home. Harry Maguire was superb in that game. I know people are going to be like, oh no, he was rubbish. We played crap. He was absolutely superb in that game. He was arguably man of the match along with De Gea. We won 1-0. He cleared everything. He put out a thing after the game, like, great result today, ground out a win. All the replies from all United fans, get out of our club, you're a joke, you're a disgrace. Bear in mind, he played well. When England beat Iran or when England beat Wales, he put out a tweet. All the replies underneath it, great job, Skip. You did really well. Can't wait. Keep going. All this. He has very different, faithfulness and love amongst England fans than he does against United fans. And I'm not saying that he's played well enough to deserve it from United fans, but I'm just from a generation where I was brought up to support your team. I really was. And it doesn't matter if they're struggling or not. Whoever pulls on that red shirt gets my support for night. I'll scream my arse off for 90 minutes, mate. That's what I do. And some people now are waiting for him to make a...
Over the years, I've given United players many a stick, even before social media.
But it's fair criticism, though, from you, Andy, though. That's the difference. Your criticism is
fair. I booed off Ryan Giggs in, was it 2000 and it was a Carabao Cup game when we got to the final, 2003. And the crowd applauded sarcastic Giggs going off. And I was one of them. I've done it. I was there. We lost to West Ham. Fergie's retirement season, we lost to West Ham. I got up. We were losing 1-0, and I shouted, "Fuck off, Fergie. Go back to Scotland." I've never seen the Stretford end so quiet. Everybody looking at me. But it's angry.
That's
You're getting
wild,
angry.
Joe.
It's emotion at the time, and it is.
That's
I said
wild.
stuff over the years
Yeah.
to players. And look, this
It's
was
your
my
prerogative.
time.
You can't
I
pay.
was young.
Oh my God.
You were still little lads, you know what I mean? This was like 2001. I've said stuff over the years to United players, and I'm 48 now. And like I say, I said stuff this season about Rashford. I've said about other players as well.
Yeah.
It's social media. That's what it is. Back then,
As long as you know, as long as you know, Andy, as long as you know when Rashford plays well, as long as you can praise Rashford, that's fine. It's when you criticise him every game, even regardless of whether he plays good or bad, and that's what it became with Harry Maguire. Like, it became very much even if he plays well, I'm waiting for him to make a mistake, and I'm going to slate him either way, even if he plays well, and that's what I don't like. And people have that with certain players, but it's your prerogative. Listen, it's your prerogative to do whatever you want. I'm just a big believer in, if I support the team, they're more likely to play better if they have my support than my criticism. But that's just how I see things. You pay your ticket money, you're entitled to say whatever you want. I get that. I just don't believe it helps the team. That's just the way I've been brought up.
That's fine, mate. That's fine. But like I say, I was young back then. I was like 21,
100%.
22.
100%.
You know what I mean? It's different now, and you can see the way the world is now with social media. You're playing a match online as well as offline.
The social media thing I don't get, like going into somebody's comments. Like, I've never done that. I don't rate Harry Maguire, but I've never seen him
I've never
post on Instagram and been like, "Yo, get out of the club." Like, will I talk about if he plays poorly? I'll be like, "Yeah, he played poorly." If he plays well, I'll be like, "Yeah, he played." You mentioned Rashford. Rashford received criticism last season, and rightfully so, because he had a poor season last season. This season, he's playing well. So therefore, I'm like, yeah, Rashford is playing well, and I praise him for it. And then people, I'm a United fan. I want Rashford to be as good as people say he is. Same with Maguire. I want them all to be, because then that means we win trophies.
I don't follow Rashford on social media. I don't follow Maguire. The only players I do follow is maybe Ericsson and David De Gea, and that's it. I don't follow any of the other players.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to read a super chat here from, I believe it says Samuel Tway. He says, Saeed, don't make jokes about Harry. You rated him when he came. He is slow.
Beckenbauer, you know. Harry Beckenbauer, you know, Saeed.
But you know what it is, though? Like, you know, I didn't want to get back into it.
You're not living that down, man. No, don't brush over that. You said, go on.
But I called him Harry Beckenbauer. I get it. But,
thank you.
You know, at the time, he was playing well. I just wanted to gas him up. I should not have said Beckenbauer.
I'm all for it, man.
I apologize for Beckenbauer, by the way. I've actually tweeted him. And he's not replied back.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, but you know what it is? You did what James was talking about. You were supporting your player, man. It's okay.
Yeah,
We've all got things wrong. We've all got like you went well west with it. You know what I'm saying? With the Beckenbauer, but your heart was in the right place. That's why I respect it. You know what I'm saying? I wanted him to be as good as Beckenbauer.
Same here. I was bigging up Harry Maguire when we first got him. Then, like I say, first season, second season's okay. Then the decline. So it's.
Yeah,
I thought it was a good signing. I'll be honest. I thought Pep wanted him. I thought it was a good signing. I thought it was a little bit too much money, obviously, but I was like, listen, he's coming up to shore up our defence. I thought it was a decent signing. Like, obviously, it's proved out not to be, but we didn't all have that foresight. I think these people saying, "Oh, he's been relegated 4 or 5 times. He was never going to work at United." I think that's a load of nonsense. He's been in 3 team of the tournaments internationally. Like, he's a decent player. He just doesn't fit at this club.
Yeah, I don't think. Relegations, I'd never paid that no man. I don't think that has any bearing on him. Like, it's just not good enough. Like, that's all it is. But I was the same when he first got here, because I think, was it Lindelof and Jones or Smalling who was in front of him? Like, when we signed him. So I was like, all right, well, I remember the first game at Old Trafford, the ball went up in the air like in the first couple of minutes, and he headed it, and the crowd cheered. That's how desperate we was. I remember that. Like, that was his first game. And I thought, all right, we got a player, but unfortunately not.
Yeah, like I said, Fabrizio Romano squashed any rumours of. He says reports on the deal done with Aston Villa are now denied by all parties involved. So Aston Villa and Man United, no negotiations or talks are going. Maguire is expected to stay at Man United. The position is very clear. So listen,
this is who you listen to. That's who you listen to. You don't listen to some talk sport little gimp trying to make a name for himself. You know what I mean? That's the guy. What he's got. He's ear to the ground and he knows stuff.
Absolutely, man. Like I said, you know what it is. I just think for me, you know, you always have to look for better in it. And the standards that Varane and Martinez have created is ridiculous, man. Like, let's be real, man. These guys are just phenomenal. I don't think they could see the goal. I think Casemiro and what's the stat with Casemiro and Varane, James? What is it? You know it, innit?
I do. To be honest, it was ruined the other day for the Everton game. So until then, when Casemiro and Varane had played together on the pitch, United hadn't conceded a goal in the entire time that Casemiro and Varane had been on the pitch together. Because when Chelsea scored, Varane had got off by then. But that was ruined against Everton in the cup because that goal in the first half, Casemiro and Varane were on the pitch. So they've now conceded one goal.
You can't blame me for that. Schmeichel looked like he was ordering an Uber on the way. You know, where you let it in through his legs, like, where's my Uber? Oh.
Wasn't good from De Gea, that one. Wasn't good.
Yeah, 100%. So it's one of them. I think for me, set a standard. You know what I mean? Everybody's playing well. We move into the Charlton game on Tuesday, win that, and we're in the semi-finals. A one-legged semi-finals, is it? It's a one-legged, isn't it?
That's two-legged.
I think it's two. Unless they've changed it, should be two.
It was only one-legged because of COVID. It's two-legged.
The only season it was a one-legged was during COVID.
Yeah.
You know what it is, though? Like, if they could just put that in a neutral ground like they do with the FA Cup or whatever, or something like that, it'd make it more exciting, like, to have it two legs. You know what I mean? Is it really
No. I'd rather lose 1-0 away than you got a chance at the home leg. You know what I mean? The job's only half done.
Yeah. I'm just looking, like I said, I'm just looking at it from a simple point of view of the fixtures are so much. And like I said, you know what I mean? If they could have done it, especially when you look at the World Cup, they should have given a kind of season thing. You know what, World Cup, it's going to be a lot of games coming up. That's why the only way I would have I've looked at it in that sense. So
League Cup's always been two-legged semi-finals for the last 4 years.
It's always been two-legged. So it's two-legged, 100%.
Yeah. So
the FA Cup have they've scrapped replays from the 5th round onwards at the moment. So you've got replays at the moment, you've got replays in the next round, but after that, no replay.
The 5th.
So just the 3rd and the 4th. Okay.
Yeah,
so if you equalise in the last minute, it's straight to penalties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
In the 5th and the quarters, yeah.
Jesus.
There you go, man. So it's one of them, man. We just got to wait and see, man. But like I said, happy days if you're a United fan. We keep rolling on. Hopefully we get the signings that we need to get in, and we kind of push on because it's a massive couple of weeks now, January. You would have thought January, Andy, would be a kind of quiet month. You're thinking, but it's actually a big month for United now. So we need to push on, man.
Big month. Last year, it was all we were all done by like end of January, early March, weren't we? Middlesbrough, that was it out the FA Cup.
Champions League
last season we lost to West Ham early rounds of the League Cup, didn't we? So a full 12 months on, Jesus Christ, we're trying to jiggle the balls all the way to try and get the right lottery result, aren't we?
Yeah,
it's what it is. League Cup semi-final, FA Cup, League, trying to get the right position, Barcelona on the horizon. So games are coming thick and fast, but that's what we want. That's what we've been craving the last 10 years, well, 5 years as well, because it's 5 years since we won anything. So
it is very funny hearing fans and fan channels complain about the fixture congestion, and I'm like, this is what you wished for. Like, you don't want, like, and then they're saying, oh, do you want to go out? Maybe we should go out of this cup so we can focus on this. And I'm like, we've not won a trophy in 5 years. You don't want to go out of any cup. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
week in, week out. All right, they only got 2 trophies, but I tell you what, you still be satisfied and proud. You won't go mental about it, but Jesus Christ, I will take that this season.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Andy's old enough, like, but if people think there's a hierarchy in terms of like trophies and stuff, and obviously Champions League, Premier League is what you want, and the rest of them you don't. How good was the Cup Winners' Cup, Andy?
1994 was brilliant.
Amongst United fans, it's one of the best tournaments. Honestly, it's one of the best finals and tournaments talked about in United history. Absolutely incredible.
Especially when you win on a Wednesday and you're going to school on a Thursday morning. You're about to leave school as well, and all them City fans are like, and we've just won a Cup Winners' Cup. What have you won? Nothing. So that was a good 16-year-old. I was loving that day, and the homecoming as well was brilliant. I'll never forget that.
Absolutely. But guys, we're going to wrap it up here. Big up to everybody who's locked in. There's still over 700 in the chat, so we should be on at least 400 likes at least minimum. Guys, so if you haven't liked the video already, It's at the bottom of your right-hand corner. Smash the like button. Go follow Andy. Go follow his channel. Go follow his Instagram. Andy, pleasure, mate. Appreciate it.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it, lad. All the best for the next month. We could be so good come the end of January.
I need us top of the league come at the end of January just for this show.
That Palace game is throwing it in now as well. Don't flirt with me, please, Lawler. Don't flirt with me.
Yeah, he ain't gonna flirt. He ain't gonna flirt. Trust me.
That's fucking weak, man. The Arsenal game that Sunday night will be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on now? What are we going to do, Saeed?
What the fuck is going on?
What the fuck is going on? You believe me now? That choo-choo train is gone.
This Andy Tate. Guys, make sure you follow Sarcasm City Flawless. Big up to you, man.
Yo, love for having me as always, man. I love this show every time. So big up for having me. Saeed, large up the chat as always. Make sure you hit the like button. But yeah, Sarcasm City TV on YouTube and the Twitch people. So just go subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the Twitch, and all the shows that are going on: sports, football, basketball, NFL, plus more. Check it all out, people.
Yep, absolutely. Check out James as well. Football Fitness and United. Make sure you go follow him on his social media. James, nice one, mate. Appreciate it.
Pleasure as always, mate. Always good to see you and the lads. Go and follow all those guys. Obviously, follow me, Football and Fitness United. James Dixon PT as well on Instagram if you want free fitness stuff. But yeah, it's been a blast. See you Tuesday, Saeed. You there?
Yeah, I'll see you there. Yeah. Hopefully, I'll see you there, man. Guys, I'm going to be doing the Atletico Madrid Barcelona watch along. So please, guys, join me in 5 minutes, guys. I'm going to be back in 5 minutes. Go hit the link down the bottom below. Like the video, and I'll see you there in 5 minutes. Check us out on there, guys. And like I said, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Leave a like on the video on your way out. And we're out.